All right, hello internet.
Oh,
It
boy.
is time for Fanfiction Temp Theater 9005, episode 50 something or other. And I'm your
56.
host, Sneaky Devil.
Hooray.
Yay!
Woo!
So I read a fairly decent Devil May Cry crossover into, of all things, Rosario Vampire, which again reminded me how enjoyable post DMC5 and I guess DMC5 Dante was, just as a character, and Virgil was tolerable post DMC5 as well. And I was like, oh wow, I wonder, could I possibly find another good fic in the crossover section for Devil May Cry?
No.
Why would you trick yourself like this, Sneaky?
Physically impossible.
Boy, was that a mistake.
Anyone could have told you that. Even me.
Yeah, I know. But here we are anyway. So, gentlemen, let's get started. So we have a reoccurring villain here in this section by the name of Blade Wolf 2101.
Oh, God.
He will be coming up several times.
Oh no.
Excellent.
Yeah. So the
He's probably
first...
come up a few times before now.
What?
He's probably come up a few times before now. That sounds a bit familiar.
It's possible. I don't think he really writes outside the DMC section.
I don't know why it sounds
Inheritance, like, oh, no. Oh, yeah, no, he did Godzilla, the Titan of DXD, yeah. Okay, we've covered some of his stories before. The Hunter in New York. Alien and Predator versus Spider-Man. Rated
then.
M for sex. My original Yajuda times Black Cat. Wow. That's like 19 flavors of why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much wrong with it.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's here?
Yeah.
True.
Oh, what is this cringe? Ugh. The New Dragon. Michael was walking home from college one day and his iPod started acting strange. Next thing he knew, he was in the book Aragon, and he was a dragon now. How will he ever cope with these changes? And will he be able to resist using his future knowledge?
Wait, didn't this?
I am just wondering why the hell he still has an iPod in 2022.
Yeah, look,
This is
the
a
app was literally discontinued 2 months ago. Like, they don't make iPods anymore. And this was released a week ago. Last Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortunately for you, I'm not dead.
OC times
You should have
Saphira.
stayed dead.
Yeah. That's your problem,
Dovahkiin
Atin.
times Alduin.
You know, I feel a sudden case of death coming on.
Yeah.
I told you should have stayed dead.
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, if that happens, fucking send me a DM. It'll be like, don't show up. It's hideous.
The Legend of Ragol! Ragol isn't the ideal hero one would expect in a story. Author, you are aware that the ideal hero in, I'm gonna go with 90% of most stories, is actually a fairly terrible person who kills a lot of people, actually.
True.
I would say, well, I mean, you know, whether or not they're a terrible person depends on something real key, like are they enjoying the murder or not enjoying the murder? Because that matters a lot.
Okay, yeah. But I'm saying, like, from the perspective of everyone else, like, you know, Jason was a pretty terrible person from the perspective of everyone that wasn't an Argonaut.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So what happens when he has to deal with dragons returning, a goddess that wants to destroy it?
Destroy it, destroy what? Is it the beacon? Has another hand touched the beacon?
Another hand has touched the beacon.
Prepare for ear-based destruction in 5 seconds.
That has come to destroy it, yet come to mean so much to him, Civil War Elf, wanting him dead. Whole mess happened. That what? Rated M for sex. Male Dragonborn times female Alduin.
I mean, okay, that didn't go the bad places I was expecting it to, but it's still bad, let's be clear.
It's pretty fucking bad. So
Yeah,
anyway,
there are
the reason why
Sneaky,
we're reading all
as we
these
know
stories
from this show, there
Yeah.
are many, many worse places it could have gone.
True. Now, the reason why I was reading this guy's profile was because he writes a lot of DMC crossover stories, and they're all terrible.
Oh, no.
And some of them are even clout chasing stories, like
Does it exist?
asylum clout chasing stories. Like someone releases a popular story called, you know, the Devil Sin Trigger Trilogy, and he releases a story called the Devil Sins Trigger Trilogy. Yeah, he literally did that. I wish I was joking. We'll see it fairly soon, because this section doesn't update too quickly.
Straight to the insane asylum.
Yeah. So, first off, we have a Devil May Cry Justice League crossover. That is just, wow, this is just so fucking excessive. This character. Max, it's Left 4 Dead all over again.
What's Left 4 Dead all over again?
Remember that time we all changed our names to have commas in them and then played a giant versus game?
Oh, yeah.
To see the character list?
Oh, God. Yep. Yep, I'm remembering that.
Why are there 16 people in this game? There isn't. It's just we all have commas.
Based.
The Devil of the League. He is hero of Redgrave City. He will learn what it means to be hero. Will find love and make new friend and family. He will face forces of hell, heaven, and the forces of evil to protect all he loves. His name is OC Redgrave, and he is the son of Sparta, and this is his harem. Rated M for sex. 11 chapters, 27,000 words.
Sorry, can we just kill this guy?
Don't worry, it gets worse.
Excellent.
OC times Wonder Woman, Power Girl, and Supergirl.
Brain.
Because
aneurysm.
all three of those characters would totally be down to clown in a sharing fashion. Especially
they
Wonder
might
Woman.
share the joy of shattering you over their kneecaps.
Yeah, especially Wonder Woman. Everyone knows Wonder Woman is definitely the sort of person that'll play fifth wheel in a relationship.
Personally, I still just hate the fact that he's just making an OC to replace Dante and Virgil.
Yeah, not just replace one of them, replace both of them simultaneously.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's its own problem, for which there can be no forgiveness.
Inshallah.
So then we have the Dark Angel of Remnant, which is going to be a very reoccurring theme. In one night, Virgil had his mother and brother taken from him and was nearly killed by the forces that wanted him dead. However, he was given the chance to live a life where he could ensure that no one would ever die again. However, the fire of vengeance still burns, and the Dark Angel will cut through everything he has to achieve it. All will come to know this devil's power. Featuring characters like Virgil, King Mundus, Team Ruby, and Salem. Now, for some reason, 500 people thought this was a good story, but to be fair, 500 people also thought Ruby was a good story, so, you know.
Probably more than 500.
Unfortunately. So this one's a cringy one. He tried to get really philosophical with this one.
How is that any different to the rest?
Because he's trying to be philosophical. It's really deep, bro.
I'm about to go very deep into the alcohol.
So basically, V, when he quote-unquote dies in DMC5 canon,
She doesn't do.
V instead gets summoned to Tristane to become Luis's familiar.
That's a problem.
Yeah, he
for
should just
multiple
crumble to.
reasons.
He should just be crumbling to dust.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm aware. Because he's just part. Yeah.
Basically, this guy has not actually played DMC.
Cause like I got news for you, author. If like V dies, that's what Virgil wants. Well, what part of Virgil wants. It's complicated, but it's
Yeah.
bad.
And the whole point is that V's death isn't a death, it's him rejoining the collective whole that is Virgil.
Because Virgil was so damn edgy, he cut his humanity out.
Quite literally, with his concept slashing sword.
Based.
That was pretty based. I have to be real with you. I do like DMC. I do like their power, how their powers operate. The powers operate because we say they do, because these guys are all demons and they literally operate on the whole dream equals reality bullshit. And so if their power is I can cut humanity out of people, then they could just do that. It's like, oh.
I have a source that can cut anything, including things that are not physical.
That's how I got my son's arm back.
Yep.
Stole his fucking arm. Can't have shit in the Devil May Cry universe.
Yeah, so anyway, of course, Devil May Cry has to be corrupted by pedophile impact, I mean Genshin Impact.
Of course.
Yeah, and there's no real summary here. It's just, a legacy beloved, a family together. This is a separate story from my other one, DMC Legacy Untold. Yeah. So we got Legendary Devil Huntress. Team Ruby accidentally ends up in the world of Devil May Cry.
Where they die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Please.
Yeah,
Let them
Team
die.
Ruby
That
would
sounds about right.
die pretty much instantly in DMC.
Well, if they show up in an area where there are demons, likely. But if they just show up in just normal ass city block, they'll probably be arrested before dying.
True.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, it's I don't really see them becoming legendary devil huntresses, mostly because of the whole ooh woo, we need to be good guys and good guys don't kill people thing that they have going on with Team Ruby.
That's the nice thing about Dante. He's technically the good guy, but he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, Dante just does not give a flying fuck.
Well, to be fair, technically speaking, Dante hasn't ever killed any people.
He's
killed a lot-
just doing his job. He's just doing his job and not getting arrested.
I want to disagree with you because I feel like he had. No. He killed the cult members in Nero's story.
No, most of the cult members were demons or partially demons.
right.
Oh wait, no. The only pure human he's killed was Angus.
Angus.
Yeah, didn't Angus perform
Angus and
experiments on himself to become half demon though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he
he's
wanted to.
eaten as
So
a
at
giant
best,
bug.
he killed a hybrid.
Okay, so I'm gonna reword this. Dante doesn't kill people because he hasn't had to, and he probably wouldn't kill people because he could. But if it was a case of they're attacking him and they kind of want to do evil shit, he would likely kill them and wouldn't try and, like, save them or something.
I mean, it depends on what.
If
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
If
It
he
would
was
depend
getting
a lot.
paid,
Okay,
It
one
would
of you has
depend a
fucking
lot
time.
on what
It's-
level of
Or I'm
threat
gonna just start
they
muting
present
people.
to him.
Atin, you first.
It would depend on what level of threat they would present to Dante, because most likely he's not even going to bother pulling out his sword or his gun. He's just going to royal guard them and punch their ass into unconsciousness.
Right, but that's what I'm saying though. Is he's not gonna go out of his way to kill them, but if they die, he's gonna be like,
Correct. He probably won't care about them dying, but he's certainly not going to step out of his way to not kill him.
yeah. And
Like-
Shadow, you were saying?
what was I saying again?
I don't know. We're just gonna move on then.
Good question.
So this will possibly make Max cringe a little bit, or may not. Guilty Gear Devil May Cry crossover
No.
called
no.
The Guilty May Strive. Get it? The Guilty Gear May Strive?
Alright, I get the feeling this person has only played Strive and that's it.
Probably.
Hey, that's your favorite kind of it. Listen, at least I don't pretend to know anything about Guilty Gear other than there's a girl with sword funnels. And there's a girl
True.
with weird psychotic hair she can control.
All I care about is
That's different
No,
games.
the sword funnels is Blaze Blue.
And
They're the same fucking thing.
no, the girl with hair she controls is from Skullgirls.
No.
No, there's
No?
also
No,
one
that's,
in Guilty Gear.
that's a different person in
Oh,
Skullgirls.
okay. My bad.
The magical world of anime fighters.
Indeed.
You don't know what's
I
happening
still
half the time.
remember the waifu fighters, and I found the perfect waifu.
Oh, Nitro
Girl with
Plus?
a gun.
Which one? There were two girls with guns.
The schoolgirl who had absolutely no powers and just a revolver.
Right. That was a really solid fighter.
It was. I
Also,
also
one of
found it
the-
absolutely hilarious of all of these people, like, magical fucking powers, got fucking Fate Stay Night Artoria in there, and there's just schoolgirl with a fucking revolver.
What if I just
Face.
shoot them really hard? There was also the android that just shat missiles out.
Yes.
You kind of took that gameplay too.
Yes.
Sure, but there's a difference between, like, robot with a 6 million missiles and I am a completely normal human. I have a revolver.
I am surrounded by people shooting laser beams, shitting missiles, and swinging their swords so hard the mountain behind me just crumbled. I have but 6 rounds of 357. May Smith & Wesson bless my journey.
My
Yep.
old friends, Smith and Wesson.
Anyway. In a single night, a young boy witnessed the death of his family, causing the boy to be scarred for life. But this would lead him to go onto a path he would forge himself into becoming a savior. Little did he know, he will have the chance to become a part of his family once more. A Dante and Virgil replacement OC fic. as one can imagine, 3 favorites.
That
many.
many?
Uh-huh.
I can't really
You
make fun of that
know,
one.
I would be fine with this summary, but I get the feeling the story behind this summary is not the story I'm imagining from what you just read.
Probably not, no. So we do have this one. This is the one I've been reading. So this one is... I'm gonna drop this here in fanfiction or writing. So that one gets my tentative approval. There's nothing concrete yet about it that makes me go, oh yeah, it's a good story. But the spag's fine. The premise is, it's alright. The characters are pretty on point. So, you know, it's just like, alright, we'll see where this goes. And the author is also fully, has admitted fully in the forum, because he's also posting it on QQ. He's fully acknowledged in the forum that Dante and Virgil are currently at a power level that completely eclipses anything in Rosario Vampire. So he's not going to make them arbitrarily have a hard time for no clear reason.
I mean, to be fair, it's not fun when they're having a hard time. It's fun to see how stylishly they style on everybody.
Well, sure, but this is also like post Devil May Cry 5, at which point both Dante and Virgil are effectively demon kings. Like, stronger than Mundus demon kings.
I mean, oh no, even like they are on a hilarious other level
Yeah.
of power.
They are in their own tier.
And Nero's like a half tier below them.
I mean, when you consider that Nero can shit on basically every demon that is not those two.
And let's be clear, he is at least strong enough to physically stop them from swinging at each other when they were at least somewhat serious, right?
Yeah, but they had been fighting for a while, so they probably weren't at full power.
But my point, right, like, he
I get
was
your
able
point.
to do something.
Yeah, which is more than anything else.
I dig it, Gray. I dig it.
That sword makes me angry. Go back and look at that fucking sword. It's just twisty and spirally at the...
No, that's not twisty and spirally. That's just wavy. That's perfectly in line with a German
it's just
sword.
flamberge.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like twisty and spirally, and I was gonna be like, it's gonna snap in half.
No, I'm gonna beat you to death with this sword, but if I stab you, on the off chance I somehow stab you with my greatsword, you are going to be in a world of misery.
You are not sewing that back up.
Yeah. Warmonger is pretty based.
Yes, Warmonger is amazing.
My time has come! I have awakened!
Yeah.
Pretty based.
Wait, Sneaky, look up the Black Prior.
I already pulled him up earlier.
Yeah, nice.
It was pretty
'Cause
based.
one of his executions, he literally punches the enemy's arm off with his shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is
That seems
so good.
painful.
It is amazing.
Technically, it's possible.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying it sounds painful.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like getting killed by a greatsword, except the sword it's somehow even duller. So yeah.
I mean, the shield is spiked.
Yeah, but it's not wedged properly to cut like a sword can.
True.
So
I mean, I guess that just makes it more impressive, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's an excessive look at a fast enough speed. Blunt force trauma looks just like slashing damage.
Yeah, he also has one where he throws the shield through the opponent's neck.
Based.
Yes.
Yep.
We had a lot of
See-
fun last night.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Tevat's Dark Slayer, a Genshin Impact crossover. Following the Battle of Quilpoth, the sons of Sparta made their way out of Purgatory, except only one of the brothers ended up somewhere else that he wasn't so familiar with. With his desire for power still present, and his humanity restored, Virgil would have to make do with what he had in exploring this unknown world, and they will know the true power of the Dark Slayer.
I got news for you. Virgil wouldn't care about any of the Genshin Impact. Like, okay, assuming this goes the way of Genshin Impact, he's gonna meet the weird deity thing at the beginning
And kill her.
absolutely
And just
clown
fucking,
on her.
yeah, just absolutely instant gib.
Like, it'll try to pull whatever it pulled, and then just
Virgil,
yeeted it.
also known as Mr. Mick, I'm gonna time stop real quick so I can slash you even harder than I'm currently slashing you, and then I'll slash you so hard that invisible sword slashes from a future that didn't happen will also hit you.
And while I'm at it, I'm also going to cut through reality to cut you a few more times.
Yeah. I'm going to cut through what's physically possible to cut you with.
Honestly, is it? Do you think he'd put that much effort into it when it's not Dante?
For a deity, probably.
For a deity, probably. Yeah, arrogance in the face of Virgil, absolutely. If only so he can make them shut up, because they're in his way.
Basically, if it isn't Dante, he kills it. If it is Dante, he fights it.
Effectively. So we got the Hunters and the Devil. What would happen if Amnesiac Half-Breed joins Beacon Academy to do demon hunting? Will history continue? Will this edition change the story? Will our favorite demon hunter lose everything again like he does all the time? Will balance of power ever change? Will the world be ready for Son of Sparta? Bad summary, I know.
Then write a better one.
Yeah. Yeah, 11 chapters, 65,000 words. 50 favorites somehow. It's like, Dante joins Beacon Academy. Will things be different? Yes, actually yes, because Dante would
hope
just
so.
kill Salem.
Honestly, I doubt they have the creativity to actually
Yeah.
make it different.
Actually, yeah, their sword should be more than capable of killing something that's immortal by this point.
Oh, well, not only that, just the fact that Dante, because he's half demon or half devil, yeah, half devil. Because he's half devil, is actually physically just capable of being like, oh, you're immortal, evolve power, I can now kill immortals. He can literally just do that. Now, admittedly, it takes a little bit more than just me saying that for him to do that, but he's fully capable of just pulling that out of his ass.
I guess, but that really depends on what the DMC games have to say about immortals versus all that nonsense.
Oh, devils in
Has he
general are immortal.
Except that double hunting is a profession in that world. The only thing that makes Dante and Virgil and Nero special is that they contain some of the blood of those devils.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the named devils, the guys that have names and have like anchored themselves to the reality outside of reality.
Yeah, but do we have a instance of him killing any of them then?
Yeah, he does that
Like,
all the time. They're all of his boss battles.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for now. It's just you have a tendency to just apply fan into stuff so often.
Hey, I
So-
played the games. Well, 3 and 5.
That doesn't mean shit, and you know it. Also,
That's
apparently
fair.
you played the best of them, so...
Oh, I specifically played those ones on purpose. Yeah, I was like, alright, if I have to play Devil May Cry, which ones do I play, Internet? And the Internet's like 3 and 5. I'm like, okay.
I mean, yeah, those are kind of the best ones. I think 4 gets an unnecessary amount of shit.
Gameplay wise, 4 was good. It was just all the reused assets and the story that weren't so good.
Yeah, 1, here's the thing. Story-wise, 1 is fine. It just makes no fucking sense.
Well, of course it doesn't. It was originally supposed to be Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I know. Well, that and they then moved the timeline so because it's 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, right?
4
Like
and 2
canonically 3 is first.
Oh yeah, there's no questioning that, but 4 and 2, I've heard either way.
4 comes before 5.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're
but
talking-
I thought it was 3, 1, 4, 2, 5.
Oh, so DMC Devil May Cry is 6? What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so Devil May
That
Cry
doesn't
3.
Who the fuck just said that?
This website. The Gamer.
Fuck that website. Delete it. Oh, it's the gamer. Delete it.
I hate this.
Get rid of it.
Anyway, so it goes Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 2, Devil May Cry 4, and then Devil May Cry 5.
Okay. The less said about 2, the better.
Yeah.
Do we even need to acknowledge it exists?
No.
Okay, here's
really.
the thing. I will acknowledge that 2 exists on the condition that 5 is never acknowledged for existing. Because as bad as 2 is, or not 5, I'm sorry, whatever 6 is, the DMC remake, whatever that is.
DMC, Devil May
Yeah.
Cry, that is what they call it. And it was the 5th one.
Yeah, I guess it was technically the 5th one. Regardless, that one doesn't exist and will let 2 exist somewhere in the corner.
Uh-huh. I thought that was the general consensus.
Oh, I'm so glad they finally gave us the motorcycle. They can't take that away from us. They can't take it away from us. It's too good.
There's no way that motorcycle's in the next game.
I
There's no
know,
way.
but it's too good. It's too fun and stupid.
I mean, when talking about fun and stupid, you gotta love the hat as well.
Listen, the hat is a very close second, but the hat doesn't have the build-up that the motorcycle does.
Like I said, both are just fun. And I don't want rid of either of them.
Oh my god. Listen, no one else here is gonna probably care about this, but Max found an amazing mod. Someone replaced Dante with the Gundam unicorn, including in the hat scene.
Yeah, no one else cares. I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's still stupid and funny.
I have never been into Gundam. Literally, my entire exposure was just the Dynasty Warriors spin-off of it. So, yeah.
I see.
That
If
means nothing to me.
If you like high octane nonsense, just watch G Gundam and you have all the Gundam you'll ever need.
Also racism.
Hmm.
He's not technically wrong about that one.
Anyway,
Good.
The Devil May Fall, a Devil May Cry Undertale crossover featuring
Oh no!
Featuring Virgil.
featuring Virgil, Child Virgil, by the way, featuring Child Virgil, and it's an Undertale AU where all the monsters are demons, and he becomes their king.
And Virgil
know
may
what?
cry.
I know you're saying it's child Virgil. I would laugh if it's adult Virgil and he just clowns through.
Yeah,
Just
it
make
would,
it a
except
crack fic.
the rest of the summary is basically just everyone challenges him to contests of strength, and he just goes along with the contests of strength. So yeah, child Virgil. So we have the White Devil of Remnant, which, can you guess? It's a Virgil story. Winner, close to
Ooh.
breaking due to father controlling nature, makes a deal with hopes of protecting her family and making better future for herself, and receive power that once belonged to son of Sparta. Virgil is the guardian spirit of winter. Somehow.
Bro.
Well, he's cold enough.
Yep. So it gets worse. A devil among heroes! What happens when you put infamous mercenary and bunch of demons into World of Superheroes? Well, you get chaos, that's for sure. Now, if only Tony Redgrave could figure out how to get back home. So you're using the infinitely inferior version of Dante in My Hero Academia. Pretty cringe. So, I'm gonna click on this story because it's Yagami Nugen, and everyone remembers our previous interactions with this bastard. To everyone that doesn't remember the previous interactions with this bastard, Yagami has a history of lying excessively, and we are now reaching the end
His
of the...
sister's account.
Yes. We are now reaching the end of this trilogy of his sister arc.
Oh, excellent.
His sister has gotten married, and he will be adopting all of her fanfics back.
Amazing.
Yes. Which, I love the premise for this story because here it goes. Son of the Hearth. After the events of Redgrave City, Nero was left with not just the responsibility of dealing with the abnormal activities of demons around the world, but also several questionable things that involved other sides of his family. If Virgil was his father, then who was his mother? Little did he know that such a discovery would lead to him to have whole other problems, right? 3 chapters. This is very important. 3 chapters. Tony Redgrave is Dante's alias where he forgot who he was. I believe that was for DMC 2.
I thought that was the name he went by when he was in hiding, before he just went, look, I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna go back by my normal name.
It was both. In one of the games, he was amnesic, and he went by Tony, and because he was in Redgrave City, they called him Redgrave. Yeah.
Oh, side note, the DMC anime is actually not that bad.
Cool. It's good to hear. So
Great.
anyway, this saga is very important because it starts with him posting the story, him getting everyone shitting on him for the story, his sister swooping in to adopt his story, and then the trilogy closes with the sister becoming a teacher, getting married, and getting her happy end. Insert that Mr. Incredible's happy sound meme. And Yagami swooping in to adopt the story back. Now, I say this is a very critical emphasis on how many chapters there are in this story because of the following. The next 2 chapters are already written, meaning he had adopted back this story when it was only 1 chapter long.
I'm gonna be right back.
God. Anyway, and then the rest of the author's note is just like, how overpowered should I make Nero? Oh, here we go. Let me recite DMC lore, because the author clearly doesn't care. Demons are literally abstract entities that come back from the dead. Copied and pasted from the wiki. Max. Here we go. The soul. It continues to hide the mysteries that humans and demons don't understand. Mysteries, but every human has a soul. A basic 9-dimensional form, generally speaking. It originates from and returns to a higher dimension beyond the Eightfold Path. It not only contains the mind and memory, but also contains all of the information contained about the body and its ancestors since ancient times. Demons, in the purest form, are simply souls, and they all came from a higher dimension within the demon realm. From the moment of their birth, names are the most sacred thing to a demon. They not only represent only power, but also the concept of their existence, the basic principles of which predate even the creation of the demon world itself. It manifests itself as part of a soul that forms them and their dark hearts. Demons are literally abstract entities, from some demons embodying concepts like Argosax and the Beast Heads. Demons, creatures that have existed since before the creation of the human world, spawned in the primordial chaos that preceded reality and formed by the demon world. All but the weakest of demons do not care what they lose. Their bodies, their names, their souls, anything. As long as they persist, they can regenerate and continue fighting without rest. Immortality. And there it is. This explains how Virgil came back from being blown up in DMC 1. Not only that, Sparta once killed Mundus before, and he also came back, with only a scar to show for it. So please, author, while you wrote something incredible here, don't slack off. It just ain't right that you get to make Percy Jackson lore correct while you slack off on DMC lore. I do like how this author is like, oh my god, haters and ragers and flamers made me quit this story. It's like, well, maybe if you actually knew the lore to the series you were writing for, they probably wouldn't get angry at you for writing it wrong. Author claims that Artemis has chastity as a godly domain, which she doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, so that was Yagami Yugin. Any questions?
Am I allowed to die yet?
No. Suffer more.
Devil May Cry Stranger Things are afoot. A Devil May Cry Stranger Things Season 1 crossover. After the death of his mother, Eve, a 10-year-old Dante runs away and starts a new life in Hawkins as Tony Redgrave. Things are about to get really messy. That's pretty cringe. How does he start a new life as a 10-year-old? In a city. Well, town, but still. DMC Legacy Untold, a Devil May Cry Genshin Impact crossover. The existence of a multiverse leads to legacies unknown. Perhaps Nero shouldn't have asked who his mother was. His mother in this story is Raiden Shogun, which I believe is the electricity leader. Yeah, that's the whole summary. That one's lame. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, by the way, so this is what I was talking about. So we have Devil of the League down here by Man of Wrath, published originally in 2018, And then we have The Devil of the League, published in April 15th by Blade Wolf, who is blatantly using the same name as a popular story.
All right, come on. What's the next pile of shit?
Let's do Devil May Cry: The Phoenix Devil by Mr. Blade Wolf 101. This is a Devil May Cry Avengers crossover featuring a massive harem. What if Phoenix Force didn't bond with Hope and instead wanted to bond with my OC? This OC is a half-devil named Drake Redgrave. Now the host to the Phoenix. Drake will need to control it before he becomes something worse than the Dark Phoenix. OC times Carol Danvers times Wanda times Spider-Woman.
Why would the Phoenix Force settle for some half-assed self-insert like that?
Because the author told it to.
Phoenix Force burned the author.
The Electric Leader, who is technically a robot. Interesting. So Virgil's dick is so fertile that he can impregnate a robot. Makes sense?
Not particularly surprising.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it works. So then next we have the Avenging Devil. Drake Redgrave is half demon instead of a half devil. It's by the same author, by the way, so he knows the proper terminology. He's just changing it for this one for no clear reason. This is also a Devil May Cry.
Outside of the odd word, what is the difference?
Demons and devils. The difference, I believe.
No, I mean between the two things.
Yeah, I'm saying demons and devils. The difference between them, I believe, is power level. It's like it's like calling a Jonin a Genin.
No, I mean, what is the difference between the Phoenix Devil and the Avenging Devil as fix?
Oh, well, I'll tell you in a second. Drake Redgrave is half-demon son of legendary Dark Knight Sparta. He will learn what it means to be hero. He will find love and make new friend and family. He will face forces of hell. He will face the forces of hell to protect all he love. His name is Drake Redgrave. And this is his story harem. So the only difference here, it seems to be in one story, it's a copy-paste of the DC version, and the other story makes him take superpowers from an already existing character. The god abandoned her physical form and shoved it into a robot so she could meditate forever, while the robot body ran everything. So either Virgil had sex with a spirit or had sex with a robot to produce Nero. That's pretty based. Let's see, what's up next? Yes! A Naruto story by Shadow35.
Oi! Why are you bringing me up?
Naruto run into forest as he is being hunted. No help from father who does not care about him. He runs into demon who teaches and raises him. Oh, shit, this madness. Naruto mega harem?
I dread the idea of trying to read that. Because
should.
if they're fucking up the summary that much,
You should.
how many errors are there going to be in a 15,000 word chapter?
What is the fuck? A Devil Justice Volume 1, a Devil May Cry Justice League crossover. By day, he is high school student and teenager Ragnar Redgrave. By night, he is vigilante of Redgrave City, half human, half devil, all son of legendary Dark Knight. He will learn what it means to be a hero, what it means to love, to regain family. Did everyone just fucking copy and paste the same goddamn summary?
I think you're giving them too much credit when it comes to effort.
He will face the forces of hell, heaven, and the forces of evil to protect all he loves while doing it with style. OC times Super Harem. OC times Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, and Trish.
Perish.
Yeah. Let's see here. The new teacher is also pretty based. So I'll link that as well. Damien Redgrave and the Olympian Sea of Monsters by Mr. Blade Wolf 101. Isn't hell evil? Well, according to the Minions Twitter account, Hitler wasn't a villain, so apparently not.
Let's not talk about that, shall we?
No, let's talk about that more. Anyway. Damien Redgrave, son of Artemis, is back for summer at Camp Half-Blood. However, he and his friends are given a quest to find the Golden Fleece in the Sea of Monsters and bring it back to heal Thalia's tree and stop the camp from being destroyed by more monsters. Book 2 of Damien Redgrave and Olympian series, OC times girl I don't remember as a character. Death Battle Idea Fight. Velvet Crow versus Nero. A fan-made post about how I think a death battle between Velvet Crow and Nero would go. I think it was very fun. There is some bias in this fight. Oh yeah, here we go. The Devil Spirit of Equestria! The Devil Spirit of Equestria, a My Little Pony Devil May Cry fic. Inspired by Equestrian Human Spirit, written by Sonic3461. Akka Redgrave lived in world ruled by demons, and he is last human alive, part human anyway, surviving and fighting against demons in hoping to save the world. Save the world from what? Everyone's dead. Like,
Save the world from from being taken over by ponies.
that would actually. Have you ever seen the Alex Mercer Kills Everyone series?
Nope.
It's a very amusing series that takes its inspiration from Deadpool Kills Everyone, the comic series, in where Alex Mercer goes into Twilight, My Little Pony, and several other shows, and it's just a gratuitous amounts of violence as Alex Mercer from Prototype kills everyone.
If Alex Mercer's involved, the idea of there not being gratuitous amounts of violence is laughable.
Yes. Which is why I enjoyed reading that series. It was pretty funny. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. But he is about to meet his end. Until a miracle, he is sent to him to Anthropony World. By a miracle, he is sent to Anthropony World.
How does that classify as a miracle rather than a punishment?
'Cause he's gonna clop some hussy.
Please perish immediately. I don't like when Sneaky laughs.
Good. There will be MILFs in this story. Oh boy. Yeah. Into the Crystal Glass, a Resident Evil Devil May Cry story. How do you pick up the threads of an old life when in your heart you know there is no going back? Claire Redfield times Sparta. It looks like that bloodline isn't getting continued. Equestria Girls Devil Century. A My Little Pony Devil May Cry crossover. She Demon Sunset was close to victory in defeating Twilight and her friends, but one sentry stood in her way, unleashing a demonic beatdown. That's the start of the devilish adventure. Flash times Sunset times harem. Brutality, blood, and sex included. Do you guys want to read the story? You know what? I'll link you guys
I would
this
rather
story.
die.
I'll link it to you in case I won't tell anyone if you want to read it, but I'll link it to you because I'm just that good of a guy. I'm gonna ping nose hair.
I have a firm desire to end your existence.
Let's see. Here we go. That's boring. OC Isekai. I have the powers of Devil May Cry. Blah blah blah. Legacy of the Dark Slayer. Cringe. Pura. Blah blah blah. Cringe. Ruby plays DMC5. This title explains everything.
Except why they're writing it.
This is true. This is very true. Damien Redgrave and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief. Damien Redgrave is a special kind of boy. He is a demigod and a half-demon. His father is Dante, the son of the demon Sparta, and his mother is an Olympian goddess, Artemis. You know what? I'll give the author credit where it's due. If anyone was going to manage to convince Artemis to have sex with them, it would probably be Dante.
I mean, come on, Sneaky. There's no way she could resist the power of the fuck is that weapon he has?
Which one?
Sorry, the one where he does the whole rose shtick.
Oh, is that the Michael Jackson hat?
No. Well,
No,
okay.
that is
so that would be one of them.
Lucifer. Backpack Lucifer.
Backpack Lucifer, yes, yeah. Yeah. That was from Devil May Cry 3.
No, that's from 4.
You sure? Wait, what? No, that was swore it was from 3.
No, the backpack, the little
Yeah, that's-
backpack
that-
with spikes
that's-
that causes explosions is 4, my man.
That's from 4. I remember that cutscene from 4. Because that was
Really?
a very, very impactful cutscene of him
It
just
was
It's a very
making a heart
specific
of-
cutscene.
He made a heart of roses that exploded the monolith. So,
into a heart.
Oh, I guess I just completely blanked that out.
How? It's one of the most amazing cutscenes.
it's one of the best cutscenes in 4.
No, in all of it. Like, all of them, period.
God fucking damn it, Dante.
Dante is an absolute lad.
That fucking quote, holy shit!
You've really never seen this.
Oh,
which
no,
quote?
no, the quote I have.
Oh, you need to watch the cutscene so you can hear the quote being said.
Yeah.
I linked it in the channel.
Yeah, I think I found it.
You can skip to about 48 seconds to jump straight to the backpack.
That's a letdown.
Also, that's when the guitar kicks in.
In the end, we're all satisfied. You are set free.
God damn it, Dante.
I'm so
look so
glad
big for
someone
what I'm
else can
standing.
experience the joy of that cutscene for the first time.
Me, Mr. Savior.
God fucking damn it, Dante.
I love how much fun they have making these games and the cutscenes.
It is why making an edgy OC version of him sucks so much.
Oh well, yeah, obviously, like the
Look, it
Virgil's
missed
there to be
everything.
the edgy guy, and even then, he's like when he's edgy, he's still like,
He's still kind of goofy at points.
yeah. And it's like even though he's a bad guy, he's not a bad guy.
Yeah, like I could see why people did not like Dante from the remake because
Dante.
or the reboot. Oh yeah, that's what some of the fandom calls him, Dante or Dino.
Dante.
Yeah, but like they missed everything that made Dante interesting, and like Dante's a badass without needing to smoke or drugs or sleep around like they did with the reboot.
Also, remember,
Yeah.
he's not a gay cowboy.
Yeah. Like, I'm actually kind of baffled by the fact that the reboot did as bad as it did. Not because of what they produced. What they produced was fucking horrible and deserves to be garbage. But I'm baffled by the fact that they didn't realize what games were popular. Like the Devil May Cry 1 came out, and people really enjoyed it. So much so they made 2, but they made 2 with a different director, and the director came back after 2 and was like, holy shit, you guys have no fucking idea what you're doing. I swear to God, just let me become the director again, and I'll make as many games as you want, just as long as you don't do this again.
Don't fuck up my baby again.
And so he made 3, and 3 is obviously outstanding.
And then they were like, hey, but we want to make new characters. And so he's like, all right, fine, 4. And then I believe he left after that, and they were trying to make a new game. I believe that was when the reboot came out.
That was when Capcom started putting a lot of things on Western studios, thinking that
Yeah.
was the way to expand a little bit further into the Western market. In the reboot's defense, people did kind of like the combat, but they had to get the old director back, like, all right,
And they made 5.
you can't fix this. No, not even that. You can't fix the story, but can you help them fix the combat in the reboot? Because like the final like definitive edition of the reboot, all the complaints people had about the combat were fixed. So it still plays well.
Right.
It's
But-
just garbage in every other aspect, which
Right.
DMC is known for hype gameplay
Right.
and ridiculous cutscenes and story.
Well, so that's
they're-
the thing,
they're
though, is
missing
like
2/3 of that.
the
in the
origin
reboot.
story of DMC is that originally it was a Resident Evil plot, and it was considered too excessive for the serious nature of Resident Evil. And so they're like, fine, we'll just create a different game called, like, I don't know, Devil May Cry or some stupid shit.
It was meant to be new engine stuff, actually. That was
Yeah.
part of it. They
Yeah.
decided the engine wasn't. They decided the engine just wasn't going to cut it. That was part of the decision there, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget, RE4 is still ridiculously corny and campy on about the same level as Devil May Cry is.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, but Devil May Cry is like a little bit extra excessive in between the credits.
Not the first one's not that excessive. Like 3
Okay,
is
yeah.
definitely excessive, but like 1,
They leaned into it.
No.
with 3.
if they just replace, just do some word substitution, I could totally see that still being a really weird, campy 90s action flick RE4, Resident Evil game,
Fair. yeah.
Yes.
which is what RE4 still ended up being. So,
Yeah, but still, point being is that, like, they realized their method of success was having an absolutely just batshit story, didn't really pay much attention beyond, like, continuity, and was just like, oh, why is this happening? I don't know, like, a giant, soul-eating tree, crashed out of the ground, and now Dante has to climb into a drain to fight monsters to go up the tree. It's like, what? It's like, don't worry about it too much. It's like, all right. In the alternative universe, RE4 has Dante and the main character with virus powers long before Prototype is a thing. True. True. But
Honestly, just the connection between them does put into my head the image of a Resident Evil outbreak happening just outside Dante's front door.
Oh yeah.
just steps outside. What the fuck is this?
who's banging on the door?
Stabs one of the zombies.
Trish, get the
This seems
door!
weaker than usual.
Zombies pour in. He shoots them all. Well, these aren't demons. Sweet.
These are way easier than demons. What if I still get paid?
Yeah. Would be a good story. Would be funny.
Personally, if I was going to write that, I would do it from a Resident Evil character's perspective, just witnessing him from the sidelines.
It was my assumption that those demons would prove far inferior in the
Oh, yes. I actually remember seeing Angus. Agnes? Angus? I'm going to call him Angus, and you can't stop me. I'm going to call him Angus because he is absolutely Chad's scientist.
face of your tactics.
You summon and kill.
I just
Summon
think
and
his
kill.
and Dante's byplay
I fail to
is
see the
brilliant.
logic here.
Oh, that whole thing is great. And his daughter's hilarious.
Said it. The price to pay for power.
Humans.
God. Fucking DMC is so campy. I love it. Dark Dragon of Domination Devil May Cry DxD crossover Issei Hyudo is not your normal high school student. He learns of a truth bigger than him and embraces what he really is. OP Issei, Big Harem, Femme Valley, Sex.
Oh, of course.
Mass Effect Devil May Cry crossover where Dante and V join Normandy to go do Mass Effect.
How?
Fuck you, that's
How is V still around?
how. Fuck you, that's how.
Vernon.
Let's
see what else we got here. Here we go. Max, you're gonna cringe at this one.
Oh boy.
Oh, good.
A
Oh,
new
good.
possibility. Within the infinite expanse of the multiverse, there lies a possibility where the world of Remnant, the world of Devil Hunters, and the world of BlazBlue are fused into a single reality. We, the observers, are given the chance to see how this intriguing possibility unfolds. Well, first off, no.
I reject this opportunity.
Second off, the world would be like 10 times more fucked. And there'd be like a single city of humans left.
But Sneaky, the cool, funny
Wait,
characters.
hang on. They said the. Did they say the worlds?
Yes, all the
Yes.
worlds and their lore.
Of which two?
BlazBlue, Ruby, and Devil May Cry.
Okay, well, BlazBlue is literally just future Earth, but completely fucked.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And so that oh god.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure how you can fuck up BlazBlue's world any more than it already is, aside from just throwing in demons that could, in theory, also interact with certain Eldritch horrors.
Demons on
Present in
Unlimited
BlazBlue.
Grim.
Well, are the Grimm
I don't
really
know.
that big an issue there?
I don't think the Grimm are gonna be that big of an issue, in all honesty. I think they actually deal with
Oh
a
no,
lot
they
worse
really
than
aren't.
BlazBlue.
That's what I'm saying. Is like the world has completely changed because like the Grimm are no longer a major issue, but also you now have to reconcile Salem in a world of demons and BlazBlue. Just all of BlazBlue.
Also, if you're putting
I am
actually,
just
okay.
picturing Terumi trolling Salem all the time.
I'm just picturing what happens when Hakumen runs in to Salem's like, "You're immortal. I can fix that." Because his sword is, I think I've explained this to you, Sneaky. His
Yeah.
sword is capable of just severing time
Yes.
from things,
Yeah.
of resulting in a conceptual death.
Yes.
It's like, how do you kill that which is timeless? Oh, just cut its time away. Wait, hang on a second.
I'm sorry, you what?
Hold on. If Grimm are soulless, and demons are souls, and Sethier could mutate shit, could we get Demon, Grimm, Sethier hybrids going on?
Sneaky, I think you just made a really fucked up version of Kingdom Hearts.
Unfortunate.
Why does it always come back to Kingdom Hearts?
Wait, I
Because
really
the
thought
power
that
of
was Kingdom Hearts.
Because Tetsuya
That's
Nomura
Kingdom
has
Hearts.
way more influence on storytelling than he should at this point.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true and fair. So this is a Devil May Cry Magica Madoka story in which Dante shows up, goes, Hamura, I know you're time looping, let me help you. And she falls in love with him.
I have now decided to become a militant Shia terrorist. Inshallah, brothers.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. If she falls in love with him, okay. So long as he does not reciprocate.
Devil
Yeah,
May
so
Cry: The
involve,
Wild Hunt. Set after the events of Devil May Cry 5, Dante shows up in The Witcher and hunts down things. Also probably has sex with Triss.
Yeah.
Avatar, Devil May Cry crossover. I'm talking about Avatar, the Blue People. Dante and his team of immortals must disappear to fight another day. They leave to the planet Pandora. Will these exiled gods find a haven upon the planet, or will they have to fight for their new home? Ruby Devil May Cry. Ruby plays Devil May Cry 4.
Special edition.
Special edition, yes. That's lame. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Isn't this entire section?
Yes. Devil May Cry Worm. Devil Trigger. In one world, Taylor Hebert gains the power to control insects. In this world, she becomes a half-demon demon hunter. Now she's thrown into a world bigger than she could have ever imagined. Becoming a superhero was going to be difficult, but how will she fare as a demon hunter? One thing is for sure, this party's gonna get crazy. Jackpot. We have Queen's Devil Blade May Cry. A Devil May Cry Queen Blade crossover, if you couldn't figure that one out. By Shadow.
It's not by me.
Hmm.
Two legends about to...
Anyway,
Yeah.
I just did a quick search.
Yeah.
And there are 6 fics with the title Devil Trigger. And nothing else.
Of course.
Outstanding.
Amazing.
Why is such a... Why...
Because hack authors are notoriously infamous for the fact that they can't imagine a story ever having a title that isn't just the canon title. Or a reference to the canon title. I mean, you can have really clever references to shit. I'm fine with that. Or if it's Harry Potter, it's like Harry Potter and the fucking dragon dildo. It's like, alright, yeah, fine. It's a reference to how Harry Potter books are structured. That's fine. That's one thing. But if you're like, this is a Devil May Cry Mass Effect crossover called Mass Devils May Cry Effect. It's like, bruh, please.
Alright, that is not my alt. I made my alt back before I took on the, pen name of the Distorted Shadow.
You actually thought that was you for a second?
No.
No. Or I was just trolling him.
Okay, I see.
Pretty
Shadow's
good,
alt.
too, apparently, if he actually thought that garbage was his.
Yeah. Coraline, a game of shadows, a Devil May Cry Coraline crossover. Why would you ever fucking do that? We got Devil Tail, a very cleverly named Devil May Cry fairy tale crossover. Nero had gone through a lot since Fortuna, but he could never have been ready to enter the world of magic and wizards. Meeting wizards and joining the Fairy Tale Guild, but can they handle a demon hunter? And will Nero find something truly uninspected? Question mark. Nero times love? We got Croix and Troy. AU, female Izuku, ran away thinking she had no powers to protect anyone after losing everything she loved, and then awakening to her own dark past at the same time. Left with the knowledge that she isn't human and beset by creatures straight out of hell.
But will she be able to cling to the light, or will she fall to the darkness? Female Izuku gets taken in as a student of Dante and Virgil. We have Dragon May Cry, a Devil May Cry Dragon Ball Z fic, in which Team Ruby... Oh, sorry. My bad. Not Team Ruby. Team Drooby, known as Dante Ruby... Yeah, it says that.
There
Team
is
Drooby.
so much wrong with that.
Team Drooby, which is Dante, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang, end up in Dragon Ball Z during the Namek saga and don't
Okay,
instantly
so first
die.
of all, 4 of them.
Yeah.
Second of all, 5 of them.
Yep.
Second of all, how old is Dante supposed to be?
30, 50, well, depends on what game. In 3, I believe he was in his 30s. In 4, I believe he was in his 40s. And in 5, he was in his 50s. So. Yep. And 1, I believe, was his 20s, and so was 2.
Man, my point is, they're taking a man who's how old?
Yeah.
At least a decade older than them.
At minimum, 6 years older than them. At maximum, 3 times their age. Yeah. A hunter among Akiyashi. Christopher Davidson used to be a normal person, but when he finds himself in Japan 400 years ago, he sends his life upside down. As Chris is now in for an adventure of the lifetime, a Devil May Cry Kakashi crossover. We don't care about UQ holder. A Loud House Devil May Cry crossover, in which one of the
Please, no.
Please,
no.
In which one of the main characters unlocks the power of Dante. Also, there's going to be lots of sex in this story and a super harem. Yeah, that's right. This child cartoon. Ari Fuerta! From Deadweight to Legendary Devil Hunter, Death by Muffin might not be the best way to go, but it sure as hell wasn't expected. My only regret is that I got my ass handed to me while I was playing Bloody Palace as V. But there's a silver lining. I get a second shot at life as V in the world of Ari Fuerta.
Very cool.
Indeed. Legendary Devil Superheroes. Fair warning, this is a crossover of a crossover, and the previous crossover was Devil May Cry Ruby. And while it's not necessary to read that story, I would think you would need to read that to understand what I'm writing in this story.
What the fuck do you mean?
A Foreigner in Familiar Lands, a Devil May Cry Genshin Impact crossover.
Fucking Christ.
My Super OC half-devil demon hunter, not an official one, mind you, is considering physically... Wait, what? My OC is a devil hunter, He's not an official one considering he's been a statue. Now he wakes up as his presence shifts the balance of the world and the understanding of many. So Genshin Impact is a post-apocalypse version of Earth. Got it.
I mean,
You think you're
Yeah.
clever, author, but you're just an idiot.
or prophetic, either or.
Well, I'm pretty sure we already kind of like knew that Genshin Impact was a post-apocalypse.
No, I mean like we are going to get exterminated, and all that will remain is Genshin Impact. Thanks, Xi Jinping.
Imagine if like that's the last thing that like exists on Earth, and the aliens come to
Yeah.
Earth and are like, "I wonder what their culture was like."
We find fucking Ganyu hentai.
And all they
Bruh.
have is Genshin Impact to base our culture off of.
Unfortunate.
Indeed.
Anyway, I feel like I'm having a fucking brain aneurysm currently, so I'm going to head out.
Are you sure you don't want to read the next one?
Yes, I am. Actually.
It's a Ruby Devil May Cry story
Yeah, I'm very sure I don't want to read the next one.
where Blake Belladonna realizes that she's secretly V.
I'm gonna go commit terrorist acts in the Gaza Strip. I'll see
Okay.
you later.
See ya. I'm just kidding. She doesn't find out she's secretly V. She finds V and nurses him back to health.
I'm not sure which of those is more retarded, and I hate you for saying both of them.
No problem. Female Naruto is the Dark Knight of Sparta. Demon Olympian and everything in between. Demons, gods, titans, monsters. Just another part of the demon's daily struggle as he tries to breeze through life without in an in-debt deadbeat dad, a pink-clad banshee, scary women, and a crazy extended family. He's not getting paid enough. Featuring Dante, my OC self-insert, and Percy Jackson. Yeah. That's this section. So we're actually not going to read any of these stories because all of these stories bring me physical pain to even acknowledge the existence of. So instead, we're going to read Harry Potter stories.
Because that'll fix your pain problem.
Yeah. But don't worry, I've been drinking the whole night.
We know.
Yeah,
How
it's
did you know?
not really a question.
That's fair. Hope for a better future. After the war is lost and Hermione sees her best friends dead at the feet of her enemy, she decides she's gonna change things. Knowing that she has to save Harry and everyone else that dies, Albus Dumbledore gives her a way to travel into the past to save the future. Hermione?
Then why didn't he use it?
Hermione gets a harem. 69,000 words. Nice.
Better be of her former dorm mates. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
Hermione
Sirius
times
Remus.
Cyrus and Hermione times Remus. Which actually in this instance might not be too bad in terms of the scale because she's going from the future to the past. So she's also going to be older and they're going to be younger. Unless she like travels to her past body. At which point, it's going to be a little weird.
And now I am just picturing her as, a 50-year-old going back to when they're teenagers.
That's fair. Oh no, not another Harry Potter story. A self-insert jump chain series. Self-insert Russ Black takes over Wizarding World one confused marauder at a time. The Sorting Hat doesn't approve. Ha ha ha. Yawn.
You gonna quit early?
No.
You sound like you're just about to fall asleep.
Not if I drink enough alcohol.
That's
Don't drink.
Ithaca! The Triwizard Tournament ends with tragedy. One champion is dead, two more are maimed, and one is missing. And now Harry Potter finds himself on a strange island with a strange woman and no way to get back home. Alright, fine. Click. Click. Here we go. Oh, so a little story before we start. So today at work, I got a ticket asking for my assistance with a VPN. And they sent me
again.
yes, and they sent, well, that's pretty much primarily what I handle. So they sent me a picture of this VPN, and it's a bunch of details about the VPN, and it's a non-standard VPN. It's a client VPN. And I'm like, all right. So I bring up all the relevant documents to it, and in none of the relevant documents can I find anything pertaining to the name, the host name of the VPN that they have listed and shown me. And I'm like, where did you find the host name for this VPN? And they couldn't find out where the host name was. I'm like, interesting. Have you tried putting in the actual host name of the VPN? Because, it would really make it easier to connect to a host name that is real than, whatever you put in. Now, to be fair, they didn't know a lot about computers. And I didn't say it like that to them. But still, at the end of the day, I was kinda just like, bruh. Why would you make a ticket for your VPN not working when you can't even connect to a VPN that exists? Sorry, it doesn't exist. The VPN doesn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. I was helping someone for 30 minutes trying to figure out their VPN issue, and then realized they were trying to connect to something that wasn't real. So that was fun. Anyway, Hermione Granger watched as her best friend entered the hedge maze. She could feel her stomach nodding as he disappeared from sight. She detested that all she could do was watch him face whatever was in there. She frowned as he vanished into the darkness of the maze. That was the part of the challenge, she guessed, facing on the unknown with nothing more than a wand as a guide. Deep down, she knew full well that he was prepared. He was not prepared at all. She spent too many nights going over all the spells they could find they thought would serve any purpose in the maze for him to not be prepared. Except for the fact that he has to cast all of these spells now in a combat scenario. And she knew
He relished at the thought of facing his fears of walking into uncharted territory. Harry Potter, she knew, was more excited than afraid. He'd never been afraid. Not like her and Ron. They'd been afraid enough for all three of them. But even now, Ron clenched her hands so tightly that it was painful. She didn't care, though. She liked the security it provided. A security she needed a lot of in her 4th year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Oh, sure. In the September. Yeah, it sounded amazingly fun. The revival of a famous old tournament for older students. And she was certainly going to be more interesting than watching stupid Quidditch every day. So yeah, blah 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 blah. Honestly, a pretty good purplish. I'm not gonna go full like this is just boring prose. It's got decent prose. That's not too purple yet. Fine spag. Blah 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 blah. Hogwarts. Blah blah blah. Forced to be dangerous, blah blah blah. She couldn't figure it out. Dragons, the lake, blah blah blah. All 4 of them were doing the dragons. Harry tried to go last. Ariel. Harry's luck was good during the second task. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Memories of reality. Blah blah blah. Final trophy. Triwizard Cup. Dean Thomas was angry that they had to watch an empty hedgerow for any source of action.
Blah blah, canon, here we go.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a mix of canon and like, look, guys, Hermione is actually a good person. Guys, Hermione is a good person. The author's gonna combine Hermione and the character later on, so you just have to remember that Hermione is a really good person that does things independently of everyone else. And she was really thinking through all of the actions that occurred. And then something about Fleur. Oh, Fleur is maimed and blah 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 blah. 2 officials floated in, and Cedric Diggory was dead, but we're still in the maze.
Cedric Diggory was dead and nobody cared.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're all talking about what happened to Crumb, but nothing happened to Crumb yet. 'Cause he was grummy. Heyo. Most of magic.
I might say he was crumbling.
Nice. Blah 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 blah. Harry Potter 1. Oh, sorry, then, what's his face? Crumb, yeah, gets booted out. And they're all like, oh my god, is Harry gonna win this? And, they all waited and waited. And then the world exploded in a flash of light. Blah 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 blah. Oh no, someone turned the cup into a port key to do the Voldemort resurrection. And then Dumbledore shows up to save Harry, and Harry does very heroic things. And it's all very cool, and then some female felt up Harry's deep, dark muscles. Honestly, I couldn't give a shit. I don't know where there's a hook. Maybe it's because I'm drunk. Was there a hook, guys? The
No.
non-drunk people, no hook. Just a retelling of the last chunk of the book from Hermione's perspective, not hooking you in.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. You know what? Honestly, it's 8:45. I couldn't give a shit to go find a new story. I'm a little bit drunk. Would have put a little bit of extra alcohol into my drink. So yeah, we'll just call it here. It's Friday. Everyone gets to go have fun on Friday, right? Okay. So you know what? Come back Tuesday. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because there's always more, and it always gets worse.